Hi everyone, welcome to Splanify. We're going to put together some of the ingredients that some of the Lego building blocks that we've been putting together to actually cook something today. Now, the other day, we covered how to make your own baking soda or baking powder. And the last episode, we made yogurt. And here it is. It's out of the pot. It's in the jar, and we're going to make something with it today. I've got the pans heating up, and we're going to make some of the best pancakes you've ever seen. Let's give it a whirl. Now, I'm sorry, I don't use too many recipes because it all comes out of my head. Here it is. Flour. This is a 1 cup measure, and I'm getting a little generous with it. I'm doing 2 fluffier ones and a little bit extra. Maybe 2.5, between 2.5 and 3 cups of flour. I'm going to equally measure out that's about a teaspoon of salt. Here goes our baking powder. Now this, I actually use a measuring spoon, but because it's convenient, it fits in the hole. But it's a ½ tablespoon of baking powder and a ½ tablespoon of baking soda. With that, these pans are getting warm. I'm turning them down. Okay, I'm going to stir that up a little. Now there are some who mix all this stuff up in a separate, all the liquid stuff up in a separate bowl. Maybe that makes it easy. And I'm going to pour in about, I don't know, I think that's about 1.5 cups. It's about 1.5 cups of yogurt, 2 eggs, fresh squeezed eggs, right from our chickens. And I'm going to start mixing. I don't have a close-up lens. I need to get a whole lot better equipment, I guess. But it's really thick. So I add some milk. And I just added, I think about, I don't know. At this point, you're just doing it to get consistency right. So you add however much milk you need. And these directions, the ingredient list, the list of ingredients is important. I don't want to miss any of those. But the quantities, you know, you got to learn how to just do it by feel. I haven't used a recipe to make pancakes in years, but I haven't had anybody complain. Okay, now this stuff is really thick at this point. You can see that. That's just way too thick for pancakes. And I like to make my pancakes pretty thin, because believe me, they're going to rise. I'm up to probably about 1 cup of milk in there now. But you saw about how much yogurt I put in there. This is why you want to make your own yogurt, because if you were to buy that yogurt in those little 1 cup things, this would be an expensive proposition to make pancakes this way. It's starting to thin out some. About almost another ½ cup at least. And you can cut the recipe down some, but you know what? It's more of cooking by feel. Not getting your fingers in it, but you can see it, you feel it's right, you do it. pancake batter is something you work for. It's what you measure. A lot of things, a lot of other recipes will say, make it about the consistency of pancake batter. Well, you got to know what pancake batter is supposed to look like, right? We're almost there. There we go. This is getting there. We may want to thin it down just a little bit more. There, that's about right. Now look at that. See, it's kind of runny, kind of thin. That's okay. Like I said, these are going to rise. When they hit that pan, it's going to take off. Now, we want to add some oil. And I don't know, what is that? Quarter cup, half cup? You just got to put some oil in there. And they say, oh, what kind of oil? I don't know, this is vegetable oil. Whatever the oil that you like, that's what you put in there. Probably not motor oil or 3-in-1. That wouldn't work. Okay, our pancake batter is done. It wasn't hard, was it? Look at that. Pretty thin. Works great. Now, let me get this out of here. Turn my pans on again. I use a ladle to put the pancake batter in. And I love to use cast iron pans. Cast iron pans just work so well for me. And I let them sit a while. Now the pans, they aren't really hot yet. They kind of settle in. It's like the second or third pancakes that get the best. But I got a hunch we're going to have some really good ones coming up right quick. You want to definitely get your pans good and warm before you start. I have heard, you know, leave them going until the bubbles don't pop on the top of the pancake. You get a feel for it. These are starting to get there pretty quick. I'm getting bubbles. And I kind of test it a little bit. I heard something a long time ago that made sense. They said, when something's done cooking, the pan will let it go. Whoops, busted that pancake up. Like I said, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 to get them where they're going. I guess it kind of let it go on one side, but not on the other, huh? And this is where you turn a pancake into a hush puppy. If you bust one up and it's all messed up, well, then you feed it to one of the puppies, and they will enjoy it. All right, there's one. We're not going to do all of these because this will make about, I don't know, a dozen or more pancakes. But we're about to take a look at this. These things rise, they're fluffy, they're light. They're just really good pancakes. And you use 2 of the ingredients that you put together yourself. You made the baking powder and you made the yogurt. Now the yogurt, remember, that has the acid content, and that's what causes the baking soda to rise. Now, isn't that a beautiful pancake? I hope you can see it. There's your pancake. Beautiful, beautiful golden pancakes. Look at that one. Now, oiling your pan, work with what works for you. When I do cast iron, my favorite go-to is lard. Lard is one of the best pan, what can you call it? What you put in the pan, the oil for the pan. And we've been raised with a generation of never use lard. Lard will kill you. Well, what we found out is they were wrong. They were lying to us on 2 counts. Number 1, congestive heart failure went up through the ceiling with the bringing in of margarine and Crisco and all of those. When bakers got that word of going to use lard or don't use lard, they ignored it. Bakeries have been using lard all along to get the fluffiest, lightest crusts and baked goods, and they never did quit using lard. And now we're finding out that the leading cause of congestive heart failure is hydrogenated fats. Look at that one. Turns out that the fat that you need is that natural animal fats. So I'm going to go to what works. I like lard. It works wonders. Really makes pans not stick. And you saw how runny these pancakes were when I put them in. Oh, that's too early. You ought to see how thick these are. Look how thick that pancake is. They're just really, really good. Look at that. That's thick, fluffy, light. And these pancakes just come out looking great. You can't get that out of a box of ready mix, just add water from the store. It just doesn't work that way. Anyway, good luck on your pancakes. They sure look good here. And I'm going to close this video, finish up this stack of pancakes, and have me some breakfast. Y'all have a good day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. And remember, you're watching Splanify.